Sam ena odebaye transition ne ko say samre no wunya nte wo babia agye ha obeti dada e wo ha ya to 1992 transition no ko say and then 1996 na transition ni ho cause Rollins na na sanwoni ye no part one ade so but o transition kitwa bi emra or the reshuffle ede be sesa na ban nim eti won a no mo dada bi wo ho a wontimi anko eti ye be hwe no na ye ba be hwe bampani dada John Akuffo ono so the transition ono ne de no ye to second round ye ko round off 2000 eti ema eye ye wie ni bibia no ye inauguration ni kura wie ye swearing in no na transition no ewie wo madwuma eti ye be he no so the history behind it ene ne ma bia e course na afei yaba aye 2004 Bampani Dada Akuffo transition and shed da bia nkoso because ono wana tia konwa so ono wana eto aso or the reshuffle na ye the transition ye be ba me hwe no na afei yaba Professor John Evans Fifiat Mills ono so first round and ye sako round off eti ema Professor Mills so ne transition no ewuremu ewo after yeah swearing in and then 2012 John Dramani Mahama now Bampani Dada Mills a free and obedi ade ye call elections busumi nsia or the campaign at the winning tetetia transition and shutdown kosu bi asa John Dramani Mahama at the reshuffle na the transition but that transition happened between NDC for no more Professor Mills time obeton won a wan fa ne sanka obia any one no person do won ba nti ye wie eno so then in 2016 transition when and we check it Fourth Republic here memo je akwaba na yetimi yewuram if you go abedru atame kapu de mo wache atana wache you dey oje na afei yetimi ewura no mu na yabo nkomo emudie he transition mudie he ena abantem pa ana ebantem e Fourth Republic ibu na eye dentra
make up ma
ti ye be hwe 2000 ye be hwe 2008 ye be hwe 2016 na fi ye hwe 2024 now say wo hwe transitions ahodo na asa ye sheda asa ye wonkrofo bi ho a wo mo de ye den transition bi eso mko bi I am me person me tiase se faces here e wo hoyi no na wo ase dun katia me wo jo ase dun katia
chairman sabonsu
me wo chairman sabonsu ba jo ase dun katia we ka ho a na kire se ya akoyete se the transitioner etoso mienu ana mensa Professor Mills 2008 right yeah 2008 and then 2012 there the transition papa bia actually then 2016 transition and then 2024 transition so we'll look at the dynamics of transition matisa all TV stations and radio stations aka transition asem baka trans asem ne twemu a na come na ye de ti be ma transition record efi osaje for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah time na ye de abewie buzia ye de aba na adodan kwa Akuffo ado de papa time near the about Dr. Hilary Man na afei yabesim ewo Fly Lieutenant Jerry John Rollins na ankasa more emphasize Kwame Nkrumah transition ni patre na koi ni patre and a year transition of our sergeant for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and a year tone so aba akope but of transition you Tifatu utrim.
Honorable.
Nkrumah, mi wie Nkrumah de ane meje mama JB. Aside for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, emra oni abrofo kire kaswa Ghana nsaka independence no. There was a transition. It's that transition ewo ho. Aden Clark transition team. Na Kwame Nkrumah girlfriend eka ho.
Wani.
Eye Erica Powell. No wa ha. Ena Erica so sanso wa ha. It's the answer and information no. Ebetimi akwa kodi ase no. De we share Nkrumah dada. Oh baby, na friend Lancaster Hotel. We briefing Nkrumah asoma kushia.
Ghana.
So Kwame Nkrumah knew every single thing. And because we independence transition name.
Ghana.
It's another ho.
It's free forever.
And abrofo no mo 7. Ghana for the miensa. And no mo transition no. Independence transition no. Ye wie ya no Ghana nkasa kwa abato proper.
Ghana.
Our search for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was declared the winner of that presidential elections. And also transition echo so. Sabre no Ghana for do motwe.
Ghana.
No mo part of that transition no. Ahemfo makomako enum and the politicians do miensa.
Sure.
And of course that transition no. The transit proper member names, date and time.
Sure.
Now they know what to do. Political science students na mo Ghana ha no. Lecture bia twin kasem we chiro baby a.
Honorable.
Unya baby a. Cause any government book bia mu krum ha. Ajo nua. Nti ya na watch #yate dada. Oje?
General.
Bibi aboko there.
Ewo ebetene. Few observations. Ya to aba ne wie no. Ene marketing na I start to say. One quick question. Any observation amehu ewo Ghana ha no say. Enti na His Excellency the Vice President Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia nebu afu. Enti ama transition na ekoso no. He says he will never be part of it. Weja brutal. Dr. Bawumia weja brutal da je depo so. Weja because before say Okwako considered defeat to George Dramani Mahama in the 2024 elections. Na na da Akuffo say wan consult into ono so dwai keka na adwe kire no basa.
No free same. Into me be enim da.
And because of that, e dey bread aba. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is not part of the transition team. And the implication is as serious as it is.
No free same.
From the NDC side, the president-elect, John Dramani Mahama, and the vice president-elect, Professor Jinano Pokwajiman. And it will interest you to know, sir, other members of the transition team, those also, but there are some few key ones that they have decided not to be part of the transition team. I'm sure, say, you go into it proper. We will get a better understanding and a better appreciation of that very particular. But another interesting issue. See, Takwamu amusu sak abanyema ewo warehouse no yehumu dada. Mu amuwia aban enyema. And they free the government warehouse. And they are come various houses no yehumu. You see first na yeah, kase mama mu nya mo hwe but see the one here Ebeka say, hey, what be we aban dem be abetu bia yamo? Say ya na ebeko no. Because as you tubufo amu amfa. As akasa kire bo obi anya na adwo so betie. Aban japade enye wajapade, pete enye omame akoko. Now take note of that. Pete enye omame akoko. Aban japade enye ufie ene onana ni wuni ene wo se japade. A taxpayers' money, Ghana for etiti was somewhere removed and ye de akwakoto japade. Ye de akwakoto de ma say, ye de baba boa ama Ghana etime tumpon. Now just because you were in power yesterday, now the will of the Ghanaian people are prevailed. What's it say? What's Akuffo? Now who need ya? And I was there. Yaka say obo yes ani na no adwubrel but the way amusi edi some phone some hunu wo Ghana ha no say no ahwe be ka say obi obechi so obi awi ade bia wo che na bo no na fa no police station. It is becoming too much. It is becoming so annoying. And abokwa na molu so aba. Don't Mahmoud ba omi okobo obo say ade kokko kwa abato de kra o te be bi sun kakra na wo wa o kaprenim. You see, let us draw a lot of lessons from what has happened. Ebi awo kra okoko wi ane ma ne kra wo ato aba fa ma Dr. Mahmoud ba omi a. But they are still stealing from the government coffers. 8 years what we are for wi ahwe. Ene by every power no wako warehouse ekoko wi ane ma abra school kra ne aduane ni. Takwa mo yes ane ni na ye ni mo. And some part of the northern region, we know you. And unfortunately, most of the too intelligent enough. I mean, what is this? Camera capture no. Maybe I'm going to for Chrome had to say. About the sir, Moshe Ghana for Bufu. Mo say say aban japade so yesre mo munya sa de ba no ekura se bi mama bi si biem mo yes ade na enye e wo so sa akofo mo ho ehi o mabo Ghana ama ne mani se sisi ni na no sisi wo Ghana ha no mo say but it is highly unacceptable na fi ewi a ene mom de ye pass bi na menye host me so Dabi we host jana pacho me so Dabi jana pacho eh na me panel na start ye me so pacho me to hodi na de obi edwan and na start the ene me resource person say na na me host no it's ene de it's me pie fi ha mo say yes I'm posting aha in fact I am not a host. In fact you are the host. In fact okay so Fia is the host. Never then who host that to my Dabi because the same be pia no musa ni yesem ketwa. All right. Because niam mpacho be ba o wadaroma. Ya hwe ya de kokrabom ene esemunu ebe ma niam bi ase wo yekrum ha no musa yi. Enya afi no bi aso be kire so wotumi che obi a. O ye ndisi ni na mahama ba power kai huru se pete ejo ma me akokọ mahama onye mahama munya botre fa ba no hyehyɛ ne niema barade afi na de na start contempa o hwɛ na ado da Akuffo ado animu pa de ye transition that means ye painful after ye ne yemu a ba oboa oni hu kwaso otumi nka so onye no de se ko yo okay o why Nanado be ya ono de se wedding day we hwɛ ana Tama men's good at the end buy no. The local men's good no. So for no. Pentecost said that so for no do the sika go to orum no. First one say oh, at Muslim men's good da good. Me e ha me o. E ha me oh, me dem e ha me kra. Ah, what one ma one hour time was afre. At Muslim men's good da good apa. Wani. Me kra na ha me o. Me dem e shada fa me ho sa. Ah, 2 hours time was afre. Integrate men's good and Emma be wo. It's got to say me think no start so so. You see, na not be na just say ha no bato boa. Because I feel na ye ba be church nsem ken no for yet krono obo Ghana. Any of ministers of state krono obo Ghana. I feel no da ho no wa na odwenwe na ohwe TV na feel the send the fuso. Ehwe say the appointees no krono obo Ghana no. I feel no mu yi ano. And to a large extent some of them will go to jail for the rot they created for the country. I feel John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency. Methodist symbol go be a charge to keep. I have Asudi Damejo and Asudi Dawodo. Say, and never be one say one for next for me 1 year. And Debiana Krum had Musene na near Betnaha. Because I remember very closely. Oye the defa John Dramani Mahama who near this who Kumasi. It doesn't speak any volume because that is traditionally not their seat. But then, it is only there. Be bring out the baby na yumre. And Jonas also 7.10 wow.
7.11.
7.11 aha. It's host akaso 7.11. It's Mr. Host by Minja Farmer na fe. Yet was me that say.
When
Akwawe.
when
Akwawe say bro.
Anyway, so to say that me catch on, I'll begin with former president, the late former president John Evans Fifiado Mills. The transition team. Mr. PV Obin was the chairman of the transition team. And then Mr. Alex Segbefia, honorary secretary to the transition team. And then I remember very well, Mame Hannah Tete was the spokesperson. What's it?
That beautiful woman.
That very beautiful woman. Honorary transition team ni na ano kasa mafo. That time, opening Victor Beho, chairman, the inauguration subcommittee. Transition, no, this is the very first time transition, no, you inaugurate without other committee members. You and check committees to do ever fall under the transition, but what you drew this year, they become wasem. Dr. Don Atta. Ebeye chairman ma subcommittee on transfers of executives' assets. Toby Afede, I saw the 16th. Ebeye chairman ma subcommittee on the economy. It's a Professor Mason winning elections, no. Nipa transition ni mo tenase. Me ye dandane. Ghana ye economy ni de ko bonkum de ko nifa de ko animu de ko achire. Eye. Toby Afede. Brigadier General Nunu Mensah was the chairman. National Security Subcommittee. Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni was the chairman for the Committee on Governance.
economy
Mr. Ekospio Gabra, chairman, Social Sector Subcommittee. Ena Afei, Mrs. Betty Moldidrisu, chairman, Subcommittee on Legal Matters. Mr. Kwame Pipra, chairman, Subcommittee on Energy. And then Alhaji Mahama Idrisu, chairman, nominations subcommittee. Now, and what you know, there were several subcommittee members. I mean, one ever said, you bet me the Professor Mills, Aqua Independence Square, Asweni in no, Victor Beho, Kofi Adams, Do Ajaho, Sherry Aite, Backbane, Kojobonsu. Kojobonsu. Ekuya Senada Nswa, E.T. Mensah, Fifi Kwete, Mrs. Sati Okran, Victor Smith, Vanderpoy,
Ambassador Victor Smith.
Nilante Vanderpoy.
No, make Ambassador.
Yes, Ambassador Victor Smith. And now, Ludwig Roger, one and now over in charge, say, Yebetimi, aye inauguration, no, na ya swear in His Excellency, the former late president, John Evans Fifiado Mills. And then we had the subcommittee, no executive assets, Niama, Abino, one Dibano, Edane no, Niama no, Dr. Donata and Chubo Siakon, and Squashy, Koku and Yudoho, and Mr. Richard Kwabe, Asante. The economy needed. Kasi everybody na yebeche Togo Afede, Mr. David Adom, Mr. Frank Edu, Pakwesi Minsata. That is why John Mahama, it'll be who know the far no as the running mate. Pakwesi Minsata, Edianan, Mbosisa Saga, Kwabnado 4, Oko Nikwe Jani, Kranche, Percival Yao, Honorable Selas Mensah, Sipayanke George, Setekpe, Any Thomas, Ni Moy, Obekaya, Meba Beka Papa no once a match. Then international relations, subcommittee no, Victor Beho, Tony Edu, and then in for subcommittee on security, Nunu Mensah, and na Odikai, Assessor Jima, Naval Commander, Bafo, Diwonu, CK, any Nipa Bebre subcommittee on governance, Alhaji Mohammed Mumuni, on a year, Jum Tineni, and Afei, social sector subcommittee no ebeye honorable Ecospio Gabra eno no koye social sector committee chairman we any chiche ministers yamano eno no so be ka say ne team B okay aha odi team B bae samre no na Bame Amabeywado Kaho Professor Francis Dodu and a fame Mr. Kofi Nyantechi or Penikwasi Nyantechi Ebra Penin. And then we had the Energy Subcommittee Kwame Pipra and Edano, then Honorable Dr. Kwame Ampofo and others. Kahomit Mubuni na Honorable Litio Kramuina Ekahwane, Honorable Dr. Otin Eji or the contested here Ewo. Bosomtwe or the war hopoto.
No, was it?
No, energy minister.
Yeah,
energy minister.
That's also meter be brave the Bosomtwe. My hold on assistance now. Don't do now political meter. As
Omuntua.
Omo like Omo friends in them Canadian and for ECG. A free Omo that's
Omo born free. And then the subcommittee on nominations. Alhaji Mahama Idrisu and a year chairman and a lot of people Kasobo Ba Edoso and Afema Mehana Tete a spokesperson Edema Womo. The very first day Womoko meeting there was a total disagreement. Professor Mills, John Evans Mills and John Akuffo transition team. The very first time Womoko and la then Yamani insists so. Especially the economic committee, and I remember very well. Tom we afede. Eka say enyama wa bonten. The omankasa kan wo budget him. Enye no no mo de ama omo no. So they should try and come clean and clear. So there was a total disagreement, and J.A. Mills, J.A. Akuffo, one more transition no. Mentime was 9 times. And Prem Kron and Omante Omuhwase, but at the end of the day, now we better see you, won't see you, yes, we emails, as a Samotias here, na Yabumino. All right. Eti, opening PV obeying, and a na Odano. Don't forget the PV obeying. Answer the Professor Mills Seba winning election, no. Na J. Akuffo an appointment on Abem.
People, PV obeying, it's quite confusing. Because there's a current PV.
Paul Victor obeying.
Yes.
PV obeying now winning na.
The Okumasa na.
Ah, when you're baby kona.
There's another PV obeying Kumasa right now.
Already here.
Oh, no, a presidential staffer. And
oh, that mean you're on the oh,
you're
on that's how you're small boy.
Zabu.
Oh, yeah, PV obeying.
Because
yeah, PV obeying original PV obeying.
Because the PV obeying
when you're baby call.
Oh, okay. But there's another PV obeying.
Ah, okay, no problem. But yeah, PV obeying NDPC.
Okay. Okay.
National Development Planning Commission.
Yeah.
President Akuffo Boni din.
Yeah.
And NDC for so one tiase. Say PV obeying NDC ni. Na President Akuffo amana positioner. Ko be first way be develop Ghana no. Ya de ni na akwche PV obeying sa. President Akuffo so can say all inclusive government. And no kofa Alhaji Isa.
Yeah.
Malam Isa.
The Pakwesi Duka.
Malam Isa. Or the Pakwesi Duka the first energy minister. Malam Isa be sports minister. And he has $50,000. I question flower pot him. And so be ya semonai. At the end of the day, say Yampo, ye Malam Isa di. Oko jail by. On one a bit me actually. Malam Isa is still alive.
Oh really?
Oh. Well, Dabe.
When?
Dabe. Okay. So Malam Isa. And then, sir, any money now, no, it's me at the course. Now,
When?
Buzia transition team. And on document, transition document in Naira, ABC in there.
When?
From which one to which one?
Buzia.
From Buzia to who?
Osabuzi abaye prime minister okruma.
Aha, nti no if Buzia ho.
And Nanado papa be ceremonial president.
Nti if Nanado papa dey ko Buzia ho and Buzia ho dey ko Nanado papa.
To boss as o pede ad link bibi. No
because if Buzia papa ho dey ko Nanado papa ho and as if Nanado papa ho dey.
You two aside for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. There was an election.
Yes.
And after that election, now I remember who was soldier for them. Before the election.
As what question do bra wanim.
There be any money and Kwame Nkrumah and when the election.
Kwame Nkrumah dem tiase. Me ka Buzia dem.
Buzia bias and another papa bala.
Buzia bae. Another papa ba.
So the leading transition.
If free Buzia ho no mo na e kwa another papa ho no ma.
There be Buzia dem na yira ye no. Woman soldier for the tenase. Woman your transition na we document number bon tebes in there. Woman say ayira. Obviously, soldier for the fire. Soldier for the say any one more.
Soldier for say any
one more. And the civilians also say any one more. And the Buzia say also. That is why Buzia ka civilians no.
Wait.
I don't know where they are just are.
Yeah, dada.
Eh,
almost say any one more. Soldier for also say any more. Yes, so transition no. Grata. Yes, so any ho.
Croy Muslim.
And no one no team. Some transition there. Quiet for just 8 days. No more we. 8 days. Now, we.
Now what make how many days?
It depends. But I think that before swearing in the ABA, no more. But usually, we should present for time now. Rawlings, President Akuffo, transition no envy before swearing in. Professor Mills, time and so swearing in no envy. Transition envy near swearing in. I think that 2016 a contempt kakra. But one other thing, association and so was swearing in. Transition no one say. Professor Mills, time na Obano. Oma sa list we nyina wie no. President Akuffo anya daje ntimi amma list tin say. Obo kodwompeni dia na kodwompeni pe dom kan no ho eso me transition no. And the very first time it was clearly defined Defense and Interior Committee. Our transition was between J. Akuffo and Professor John Evans Fifi Mills.
Oh, okay.
So committee na Brigadier General Nunu Mensah.
Yeah.
The name was changed from the Security Committee to the Defense and Interior and National Security Committee.
I see.
The name was changed at the committee. That is the only committee so almost report based in there. Transition team name Hunda. They repeat it. And a subcommittee.
Subcommittee.
A subcommittee.
It's a more original copy, no, the main committee.
Original copies in there will be a
main committee report.
Maybe a corner there's a coin
subcommittee reports in the day.
And there spokesperson transition team or board of home very visible. Hey, Hanatete. Every day after transition biano, Obeshia updates. No share central for na aboyamane. We share central for no aboyamane. Now, me found chichi pa. Omampeni Dada Rawlings. Ya 1992 abani wie ya. Na SSA. Wombo ya transition no. PV obin. Baumia papa.
Onuya.
Alhaji Baumia. PV obin. Nyaha, asumu Alhaji Mumuni.
Sabo.
Alhaji Mumuni. Alhaji Mumuni da. Mumuni Idrisu. Ona mame beti mo Idrisu. Haya kwa. Ni kunu. Ti Idrisu no ha no ti Idrisu no ha. Enye se mo ye ntafo. Mami koko no o ware bra Idrisu. So dada
Kyei Muslim.
Eti Baumia papa. Mumuni Idrisu. PV obeying Rollins time. Oh, Papa, you feel voter region, I've forgotten the name. Victor Beho.
Victor Beho, yeah.
And then squadron leader Clem. So
yeah. No way.
Oh, we're free dada.
Oh,
we're free. And I feel though Ajaho was, I think, one of the young guys that time. They were more or less young men. I don't know if I could call them. I can call them young men, but young men. And then Dr. Mrs. Mary Grant. Dr. Mrs. Mary Grant. And then Mami Sherry Aite.
Sherry Aite now.
Mami Sherry Aite.
Oh no.
And then
okay. Yes.
And then ye Mami Bakwa. Ye friend no. Mami Odedebe Nelson. I've forgotten the first name. Let me see if I can find the name. Mami Faustina Nelson.
Oh
yes. So they were as a soldier for no wafa and almost wafa. But as it happened, a year busy at time no.
Yeah.
When we are transition reporting the Rollins and you'll be unkind be.
Open that dijayo.
Oh, we are transitioning in no. We are no J document in it's more or less it is a busy idea no. Right, because we be into me unkind be. One more call transition team. One more members na no more transition team no so no. Won't be so mabon team make can work. It is the say we 1996 after the elections no. Na transition said that ni ho. It was PV Obin, squadron leader Clenso, Do Ajaho, the same Mumuni, the same Baumia, and a few others. And a Bemu. That was the timer. Honorable Ama Beyuma Do. She was I think the youngest woman amongst Wawa. Now, 1996. Wawa Kasa Omo because Rollins na and assign and winning elections na. Eja, Omotana say, as she share Womoniama, Nabibia, fine. J. Akuffo rather, and winning elections 2000 now, I say NDC, Rollins did the timber, that J. Akuffo did the timber. No. That was the timer. Yenya regional transition team.
From regional
region
to region.
Yenya region. It's opening former Ashanti regional minister. And Ghana's High Commissioner to USA or Canada.
Ambassador Hinejekum.
Ambassador Hinejekum. I remember one of the time Nana Kofi Dana Badla of the Kofi around then. I think Nana Badla. Yeah. Komu Bako and then Krofobi Bakumi J.H. Mensah. Yeah, J.H. Mensah you didn't know. This J.H. Mensah was from BA.
Okay.
Ono was also in charge of a BA DNO. Then we had Nana Atwata.
Okay.
Nana Atwadazi. Kwame Atwadazi, Papa. Central region. No, so come transition team. No. So we had PV obeying Nana Atwata, Hinejekum, squadron leader Clenso, Kwesibotre, even though that were dry. And that was the very time and so that transition, that vice president in Kahon.
Godo Waja.
There be just no Waja. We have to concansa Kaya Hinasum.
How do you so true? I said, a journey be annoyed. When they boss one about it. Why just throw them up? Yet near first
transition. No, now concansa car on Kahon to send there. No great transition team. So, Dr. Mamadou Baumia so and Kahon. Then we got to a year 2016. That's a very interesting transition team. Na yedi 2016 transition team. It was something else, and almost all of the transition members ni na no obi aso no okwana ne buafu no obi adwa. You know, na obia edwa because one wa na womo call for transition no one wa NDC no obia ne we wasem one wa MPP no obia so ne we wasem 80
As in within, and I say, when you
As in within. As in within. Na nyefe. Na nyefe. Na nyakono. But at the end of the day, no, it went very, 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 very smooth. And it was also again inaugurated by President John Dramani Mahama as Ghana Transition Act, no, a kind of pepe ti oshe samre na esempeni fona keka ho ana omukwa na fe bibia timi ekoso. And I remember that time Julius Debra, Chief of Staff, Marietta Brew, Apia Opon, Attorney General, Minister of Justice, Setekwe, who was in charge of Setekwe was finance, yes, sir. And then Prosper Bani, who was a Minister for Interior, Dr. Benjamin Kumbo for Defense. And this repeated itself because during J. Akuffo and Professor Mills' time, you know, we had the Defense, Interior, and National Security Committee. So that one was also chaired by Dr. Kumbo. And then we had Hannah Tete for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration. Alhaji Collins Dauda was there for Local Government and Rural Development. And then Yao Safumafo, representative of the President-elect. And then Mami Frima Osei
Opare without any portfolio or in the name, sir, or representative of the
President-elect. And that's what they call portfolio. No, that's what they call the co-chair. But Danado decided that time to designate him as the representative of the President-elect, and he ended up becoming the senior minister.
Can you imagine? Senior minister.
Okay. And then you had Frima Opare, who then became the Chief of Staff. Mami Gloria Akuffo, who was responsible for, your friend is saying, legal affairs. And then Ken Oforiatta, he was a member responsible for finance, and he became finance minister. So if you look at Oshe transition team, you can name the possible positions each of them can hold.
Are likely to.
Yeah, Ambrose Derry was responsible for interior. He became interior minister. Dominic Nitiwu, responsible for defense, he became defense minister. Yeah, sure, became defense minister, and then all the others, and you know, he went blah 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 blah. I remember Ajia Ali Mahama also was there, and then you know, and all the others. So I think that Oshe and they didn't cry why this year.
From which side? NDC and NBC?
From both sides. Frima
yeah, Frima.
So this is Frima's second time or call a transition. So I said this is the second time.
Julius Debra.
Or Julius Debra, this is the second time. And also eco transition. So see, experienced people and eco akushiano. But I am
yeah.
He was part of a committee.
The second one is?
Second one, but I'm sure this transition team, I can do a forecast and tell you, say, that transition team way, Emunjo da.
Obi antwi movie.
Obi antwi movie. Obi no obetra movie. It's this year. Danado Abomami Akosua Frima Opare, Chief of Staff. Godfred Dami, Attorney, Osechi Minsabos, Minister responsible for Presidential Affairs.
Parliamentary Affairs.
Finance Minister.
Oh yeah, and in charge on the transition, no. He'll be in charge of Presidential Affairs.
Okay.
Dr. Mohammed Amin Adam. Finance and Henry Dominic Nitiwu second time for Defense. Shelley Ayokoboche for Foreign Affairs second time, and then Martin J. Kosa, Local Government, and then Kandapa, responsible for National Security. And additionally, Dr. Evans Agri Dakwa, Head of Civil Service, Nana Ato Ata, Head of Local Government Service, and then Ambassador Mercy Debra Karkari, Secretary to the Cabinet, and then Mr. Edward Asumani, National Security Coordinator. Eti Wamona Echo And then I think NDC the other day.
NDC also 10.
Over 10.
Plus Duaja whole 11.
So that's it. And transition nankasa ye kasa transition team umejuma say.
Na ka baby sawo. Ka baby sawo. Me mom the question maybe bisa on say why the transition team?
Transition because say yentimi sorry ase nanado in free Jubilee House. Na onko.
How did ya?
There be data a transition wo ho say. Say CAI ete say ohini bi di ade na yetu na kodwa so a wo ya account into transition enye bibia account ubu nkonta
be hand over
na transition ya kontabuo
okay
e was sector bia our sector bia eti ebe koy wo meye education ebe ye ka wo mo de eniema wo mo atoto eniema ayira eniema abamu de afaha de ayesei saniema ni nyina no mate wo ho ase
including all sectors baby ebe fa bia
so yes swear don't transfer
members ni nyina
you don't lie
and omo ba be wa
contract we intro our transition because so we didn't try you are misleading the entire nation we could intro wa we contract say o my mu ni nyina nti ssss no me mo say na nado wa ma Kenofori town ko bi
o say
you go better Abufu baba.
Esa kana na do match no foriata okobi.
Abufu baba.
So because I mean they
are sharing kono.
Oba yo mo besia. Oba yo raise bonds. Obi make say o den san krata no ministry ho da dabi. Enipa ba ko pe e wo asase so nyina. Ghana your bonds are raising ye no kwato 85%. Sani pa ba kono o Kenofori adamfo.
Wani.
Bonds now you raising ye 13.5 billion US dollars nina. One person bought 85%. That person Oibruni, he is Kenofori's friend. So Adam why no? He cannot answer these questions. And I am very sure, very sure, say, current majority leader, if I say, I took it, forcing, Obebusa, Afemakis Mayor, or your minority leader, upon Shipu.
So, Enche, no.
Or your minority leader, Afemakis, your minority leader, and come Supreme Court judges who may be open, no one said will be a better name. Or your minority leader.
Now, it drew near the now who ko bon asem we to be fro catch say opana brother be you ho no can be remove your mouth we try sir
well transition there any court
but say
only the powers of any court
so why a minister pay into anya kra oh dey bra can be remove your mouth
well that would be at an extreme case because when we hear
can they where can bola so kra so kra be friend no
point because to say I mean Papa, Minister of Finance. Say Drew there, so on their papers, the okotu ye do working can or they come transition. Anti the other banu of Fred Bracken, Anna.
Abedo.
Hey. So to my dear.
Oh, that be on to me cover be ya. On to me cover be ya. It's no. Said I didn't no, but I mean, I think that as a second another Papa no Kubi. And Kabe de pa, but Wamana Kubi. Wamana Kubi. And a hard drink Kakrano, Nanka Wama Nipada Kubi. Kabe de, but. Unfortunately, Wankobi, see, they're there. And so this is something little I know about transition.
But so the transition team, to me say charge.
Oh no.
Or they only give a fair account and report of.
They George take documents, take information, and that's it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's all.
After handing over, on after swearing in of the president, it ends it.
So Omubibia to do I mean, ends there.
Yeah. Omutumiasa.
Omutumiasa.
Okay.
Omutumi.
Nti ehoro na say president TBBA say anu afro say Jack, ona na wo ha nti brabe yi ho ano. Ehoro the president say
oh, and they say
as a parent me ye na nkochina 7 January.
Ah, Jimmy. Are
o say
obi awere.
Obi anya me hwe, ba so obi aso tumi obi hwe, but obi ayo bibi.
Ah,
ne tene say. Ya pa so Kronoado so yetimi nche kronfo bia afi be se eche kronfo Ebeka what I say Kronoado so yetimi nche kronfo bia ti afi be se eche kronfo ne ma kronfo no ho kire no ne hu say yes kronfo ya che na mpa se na eche atayi no aya ka se atayi akobo krono nti ya eche ntum no saa ne pese eche kronfo Ghana ha do se amanyofo mo ya kronfo eni yehu na se ehia o ba bia yeyi free o na se ehia ba bia zo ya ko bo krodo da o na ye de aka o de ho konfo ne ye de odi aka o se konfo ya bia na se se wa nya kwa na edudi aka ho konfo ya se wa de ase ona bo konfo
na kura se omuko hia na no amu no like
I was Nana do na ne buafu no ba ebufu no de ba ne nye won wa obishia.
Oh, okay.
The reason number 1 is oseba omia am bona man say oko consider defeat
na ono oko contest
there be na the answer to say you say in year no a braba omia de man na do ne say e ono na call contest no na do call contest na JB kano
yes I saw 2 man
na na so correct answer what call contest
what so man sound
there be man sound no say ono na call the contest na ade no be bia eduro no what you say easy penny ba ko na frɛ ba o me am catch up ade no enkoyi. It is enter me catch up. I continuously and I kept saying, say, easy catch them some can results no more because you need easy for you and a woman here way so. If you do any easy in and go so. Into the easy won't be other maybe no. Into that easy casse then Sanka and everyone because who actually called Baomia's team and told them, say, 4 hours after the elections. They got to know Sadiano.
And
yeah, sure. Just 4 hours. Because when him political parties now no more Krum and the two leading political parties, NPP and the NDC, no. 1992 no be any coalition center.
Yeah, sure.
They were relying on
the EC.
On the EC, Reverend Minister.
Okay, that's the Reverend Minister, yes, sure.
Then 1996 it was Afarijan.
Yeah.
And Afarijan will not allow you.
Ono de oja kwese chiro na so
control ba. Oja kwese no body dot. Let's go. Leave this foolish people here. Elections are won at the polling station. We don't tell who wins at the polling station. What they bring us here is what we put together for them. No one can say no call. So then in 2000, you remember Jake Omechevilamte came out to declare the results 12 hours before EC. Odi omanim kai. Enti Jake na no one year I tell you that Rollins in ya obechino. No more pe Jake Omechevilamte. Kodum peniti asi omui osafuma afo.
We be bow.
Na na do wo ho.
Before so beto aso no. Sa transition team no can it be possible somebody telecasted it live or TV?
Oh, it is not always live. They can't do that because some of the things, borders of the security.
They do
of the country.
General.
I can tell you, sir, the anymore Bonte just 10% out of 100.
Yeah, but General, Parliament say, for instance, about the security budget, I'm negotiating.
But Emma Bonte.
Emma Bonte, Jomo Fanesa. But other matters,
to say,
it means telecasted live. I will be a gun and be a baby.
Debbie.
It is what hard to say.
Penisa.
Oh, Penisa say.
It's a opinion. Miss opinion.
There be by all our own Penisa. Yeah, got a
Penisa, but I'm Penisa.
Because I feel never says Supreme Court graphics near telecasted live. But they say the never says.
But we part, dear.
It's about life.
Mocha transition say me patch of idea man. Say don't cry there.
Oh yeah, press conference.
Ready and go.
I say ulusu election no one careful maybe he to say bodeni. Enu bi na aya no don pre no. Aso obodam.
Hwe.
Election fa wutiri ma ohun.
Onu ntia suspend the transition team no. Akwa we do
say elections fa wutiri ma.
Obi buzaza den Ghana any sister there.
Say transition elections ulusu na fa wutiri ma.
I feel the life of every day.
Nah, so I mean, that's it.
Embrace life.
The $13 billion bonds, no. Akuffo kwato 80%. Yes.
That is a bond. I didn't know idea.
Exactly. This is a Ghana. Who cut $13 billion? 80% of $13 billion, no. Quantacro. It's one person can hold this country to ransom. Just one individual.
Can't get a second for you.
Yes, Nipa Bakube to have a pen. Actual letter, Aqua World Bank, IMF, and here he creditors. He now say, Yesika, Yadeno, $13 billion.
Oh, but me actually, because I bear Japan, there was a TV. And nearby, I can somebody call ground somebody here, Jumano. Afraid that we never appear the most source when they free warehouse and their cobu fee. More the quiet day. Fertilizers are hold. Afraid that more the Casabes one most fertilizers in their free one more. You see, these are some unpardonable Nyema Ensan Kamoya or Mabamukra. You've done it, but you should also know, say, the Ghanaian people are not fools. Ye na ye ni tria. Emra, ewo hono mo a eno bedi. Aban cars enye mo cars. Yesre mo ye mo share so fama ye. Now in the coming days there are a tall list of Akuffo astarte elutu nema ewiewia nema anye kra no o wase no de akwakosi ba bi e kakra no akokofa. Yenimni na strategy ni yenimni na munya abotre. Now we will name and shame all these people and they will be brought to books in the coming days. Minia Ivan, innocent. Ewa hard mo say, on e hoho, ewa hard mo say awaba. Na me bisa ne say nyame kura obedi Akuffo Adorye echi na obeye ne oye do akogima ba o se da be 21 days. Jafe na nyame kobo aba. Aba bia mo kodie.
Minia nyame adom.
Eda me bra payini Hopeson Adorye so ewa hard mo say a you have to akobo so and of course other related issues ewa ha. Rapper yakwaba.
Yeah.
Bibi aboko dey.
Nyankopɔ de adom.
And as usual, if you go so hard mo say a ye ne etimu dada enti ye ba beto akobo so ewa hard mo say. Ivan, I'm starting through one more na fe. Ye nim kobo about the transition team, both political parties. John Dramani Mahama, the 10-member transition team at the Aba, and led by Julius Debra, and we already do Ajaho and the Tatuo as an advisory as an advisor, and another Akuffo Adorye so then the Aba, and then they've gone through a smooth inaugural exercise. Surprisingly, the Vice President of the Republic, flag bearer of the NPP, went to Myanmar. and people have started raising concerns about it. Ebinum say we jobruta. Diminim nyomeka.
They can mention na mention what here for na. We say numeracy intensia.
Aye.
You share numeracy and at the forefront. I think the transition team, the transition process na nyangwa. You go through series of times. I think the Ghana ni be a follow biano. Onim say nya na ya shase. But 2012 and a legal backing. I think that the Transition Act coming to where a give you certain legal framework be a regularize how as a transition there, because first and I'm saying those guidelines in the you don't see any structured way be idea no, but coming into force the act no it give you certain guidelines and why I first why no, and I think says where first both sides in the teaming show readiness transition or course. I think that and the score Ghana for your democracy the be say when it comes to your democracy your credential in Africa very high despite the internal your friends saying misunderstanding sometimes wrangling during the elections and as a form the two sides quickly have been able to come together, and I think that the process no a cement your democracy yeah can't want to go a long way to consolidate our democratic credentials but surprisingly vice president not being there, and I'm not sure say it's any big issue because say vice president anywhere president Akuffo Adorye, and I think say on the president and the vice president will go through campaign. I don't know what actually happened, but I think say you need to raise any big thing about it. But another issue in the say all your press conference I catch the President Akuffo Adorye say on stopping the transition your friend is saying process. My question is on whose behalf and all that particular press conference. Now say all your minister or your friend is saying
majority chief whip.
Exactly in parliament.
Yes.
Or access to President Akuffo Adorye. So official said transition process na e koso no enkoye and now 1 or 2 be enkoye nothing stops him from so phone. After President Akuffo Adorye just stopping the transition process. So my question is on whose behalf and or that particular press conference? Is it MPP as a political party, Baumia and as a fine? I think that there is no reasonable basis for what he did. And I think that gentleman should be very careful because you see characters like or not the type, no. And a man young people lose hope in their politics because quite recently Obekaya he was trending for very terrible reason. Obekaya when his galamsey infamous comment we make yes and so no yes that was absolute childish commenter. You didn't expect it from such a person or your minority whipper. A man for free say well go through the process parliament in a democracy no nimunu there. Certain wit and intelligence will come to bear. But Sansemen Okokai no give Ghana for a different picture. And today for him to do what he's doing, I think a cemented the fact that the can say a lot of people are getting access into the mainframe politics. Not that Omu deserve it, but because you see, we have monetized the entire political space to the stand say any cheap mind be out access to money can easily manipulate his way and get in because we have monetized the system, the entire political system there is the only thing here once you have the money you can get through. So at the end of the day we may end up enlisting people who do not have what it takes to fix the problems. That is why even at the topmost level of power, like people like him, consistently, when they act here, the poverty of intellect these people live in their wake, will make you say wow, NT or not see a penny with your mind so no a penny. And I think that's very unfortunate. Process na ya go through I think Ghana for a go through Nema Asi and when I catch us say about one Ghana for Koto and yet so much about the NDC winning power. It was some kind of a revolution without a gun because I had the Akos will chrome her, the arrogance of power, the impunity, the treachery being unleashed on people as Sebi or money are buying any. Now too when you share the economic mess President Akuffo Adorye and the family are creating a general air core. Now we are Ghana ni so won't fine you can make it a passing comment but very in-depth knowledge about the current state of Ghana's economy. Now we name the trajectory of Ghana Namsu Sesia JB. What's why we read is the reason why yesterday make us say President Akuffo Adorye no folded the arms no where the journey 8 years ago as a president and the mess that he has created. not one kasa mess, you know, he created them personally. But because our language share the power and the sacred responsibility to ensure, say, obe standing up to the occasion, not individuals not the two me more, no, obe hold are more accountable and responsible, no, and Akuffo way in the For instance, we got to a time where people in MPP or no one kasa in the political party while asking, say, we've had enough of Kendo Foriata. So whatever it takes to get the guy out. The president was against the entire party. He didn't listen to anybody. And indeed, this is a gentleman, Sabi. And consistently he was borrowing. Look at our debt, your friend is saying. Your debt portfolio in this particular country. Nepal, to the extent, say, after COVID, Ghana is the first country after Zambia to declare bankrupt. Suspended your external debt obligation to our creditors internally. In the history of this country, say Ghana for Mudo Musika Boa buying Bosia, a buying back say mean to mean we need to restructure. And now you restructure, it will come back to us. And can you obi mama nebetua and obi papa nebetua eguyanso as a people, you understand? So these are some of the mess I can was there is no way Ghana can step out there say akwakobobosia because credit score be na what they call a junk no and you know and their because we have lost credibility because we've gotten to a point where we are out there begging people say mon fire can in that kind of stuff. This is Ghana. Pride but the mess created by few individuals in the name of Ghana no ye offer na be the president we have the free room president no say not say or so at some point in time you saw that particular free ride and then you pejai hokoto arena of corruption. Just imagine say Obama ti baby no nya Ghana ni no say power initiative because economy be grow is because of your friends saying the energy sector and through compact 2 no or my insika na you making sure say you include private sector participation in our energy because over the years ECG has been running loss or go back to 2022 omoboka over about 10.1 billion. The following year it was 1.9 billion. So clearly they were not making profit. So such monies were coming in to allow private sector participation. So by our modi near Dembe Kwaje bills, no, because Abaya Juma, so I can say ECG for common Sankazikano, they've given up. So at some point in time, ECG was losing 32%, both commercial and technical losses. Company Bienhua or ran at that particular pace a bit to CD. Then this money came, say Emma Boye. Then these people at me for me a cabal, a confronti PDS. At the budget Ghana for Sika. The guarantees and the financial assurances that they needed to provide as a way and son of Monsa Kanina, Vice President Ewe Visa and Marina, Emma, this group of people, Emma Omobaye. Because of that particular corruption, a poppy up, the American embassy wrote to us $190 million as a second free. I am financial power sector, maybe Sansi cannot call it. But the President Akuffo anti the courage, saying constitute a team to investigate this particular thing. But my culture say in governance, or ye angel. Every human being be any opportunity, they will commit evil and also obey your way. But as a state, my culture say you cannot be weak, you cannot show mercy. Because always, you need to send a message to people out there. Say action have consequences. So if you mess up, you have to be dealt with. Sure. But the president created a certain room. At some point in time, a man for Koboko no ba or no na clear omo. So I know the day you energize people, you give them enough incentive to be doing all these things. So when yet na ye true ye new Ghana, you don't see any future. But then the young people are better politics are sit to the stand say Makacha said they are not just looking for say the Obenya hopes and dreams. No, they want economic independence that also translates into that kind of mental freedom. About issues of politics. But today these are issues at any table. No, so I say your minor to a point say Ghana ni what the future hold for us. And that is why I'm for jubilating and because they don't even know what they are jubilating. Because the future looks so bleak. Yes, it's good we have changed. And the coming president, President Mahama, has a lot of responsibility, and I believe, sir, he will be able to navigate through this particular storm. It's not an easy task. I say, no, because it's a daunting task. Because for us to get our way through, no, we need to go back to our external creditors and try to renegotiate because current arrangements no my no. Very soon, 2026, some of the debts are mature, and the amount of money we are supposed to pay, taxes in you understand that is the situation. They are two a local Bank of Ghana. Adi are not addressing to her oye. Can Oforata Bob Bosiana Gugu so we are Onyabino. Then he turned his attention to Bank of Ghana and then instructed your friend saying, I addressing to print money. At some point in time, no matter turn the Bank of Ghana into a printing press. Just a sikana ya printing gumsa or movie of fees or printing inflation baba. You never buy a hosona inflation around 53. Here we are today, and the dollar cedi our hefa, you understand? So obitrana ya some of these issues we don't say it because obitanya bang and answer way. These are the realities end up in the current economic circumstances. Just imagine at a point in time Ghana for were grappling with a lot of economic conditions papa. Now President Akuffo Adorye nyadaje akohan private jet e dey babesi kroma say and all gina nikoba among for all around the media everybody was talking about it at least as a sign of respect as a leader no show the people certain courtesy respect okay fine makamajai but at the point among for ekano okotam jet ni besi ya tarmac so ha say the amount of money that went into that particular thing oka ho se be nyeye Aduma Ben. Or your president of No. There wasn't any reasonable. There wasn't any reasonable justification. At some point in time, I heard say almost say you're jetting or cinema or say maybe I don't want to believe that. But you see, upon where I was using that particular, say upon where General President Akuffo Adorye ended that the belt in change. But if upon where can use that particular jet, I said Ben I can. So you see, upon where I say the size. I think we need to get serious. You understand? We need to the arrogance, the impunity, and some nipa can some. And I think that the coming administration will learn a lot from this because Akuffo Adorye before 2016, now for Penasemo, he was a darling boy. Yeah. People were cheering him up at some point in time. So can I say for a ma or munibi, where the man. And see a banner na table no sign because of her braba or boy. My culture said this family and friends and for a term that particular practice of governance, it belongs to antiquity. Nipa or practice be in senior and a real ban no benali in Tunisia. When your friend said that Jasmine revolution no start here o dwane because na na yere nuane na yere ofase ono ankasa busuanfo na ode omoye because when you do that you lose your power the willpower to crack on people because to wani a ofase nie wona na nie unua ba nie why na punish no. So I don't know who's the president in that is why the last time I told you, say, President Akuffo Adorye wasn't running the country. What one who's running the country? They were saying who said, supermarket, you know, more for a So, you understand? We are on for Sikanon too. Whatever Hosana shop, it's exactly what has happened. But people who were entering, borrowing, and doing those kind of stuff, nobody was held accountable. For instance, corruption, some may see what may be the one you hold, to the sense of my Oh, Debbie, I'm very serious. You see, look at somebody like Cecilia Dapa. Circumstances when you $1 million cut them, and you expect to say, wait, Cecilia Dapa Kofanisika, President Akuffo Adorye, you can't blame him. But as a leader, all that you have to do is to show leadership by making sure, say, obey proper investigations, obey public perception about this. But my culture say, you see. You can't politics in as for say obey some also in the religious settings na ka say JB ebia wo bobra bo no we cromford na say for obeti be ka say medama nyankopon ni makomam but in politics there is nothing like medama nyankopon because opinions and informed choices among for making is premised on political perception as for more so always you need to control the narrative and make sure that you put up right information there but unfortunately we decided to say proper investigating to some of these key issues. And nina na keka bo ma akwako wie wo ha say yeti kroma at some point in time wuntumi kotime kotana TV so as a regional chairman of the MPP political party at the time Ghanaians were grappling with harsh economic conditions. Then the guy was displaying saying gold bars on TV. Yeah, nyani pa the senior meeting na question they say gold company ben legit we register wunya that particular gold no he party no na council of elders wo. I was suspecting say somebody who called that particular guy to order. So at some point in time it became like a snake pit. Everybody was just fighting for survival. Leader can no be a the upper. And now culminating into the larger disaster. And the MPP as a political party in that what it pansama. Who's a fan has a fan or her. So it's a lesson for everybody going forward. Makasa winya to me. the first thing that you need to do is to show respect to the people, because nipa na to me more they can make and or make you. So who energy on that sacred responsibility na ubedi udoknokwa. And I think that Akuffo Addo whole story way should be a guiding principle going forward. So we a leader, you need not to show weakness, you need not to show mercy to anybody. You should be ready to crack the whip on whoever will go against the state. And as for where sana it give you that power, it may build a amount for trust and confidence in as for by your two no behind the open at some point in time presidents who are called out so this will be sorry damn and that's fair enough. We wait to mercy as than he assured the people of this country say he was not going to use our money. At some point you wake up and now president issue letter to other people to go and build cathedral in the name of the state when the state is prepared. At that point in Ghana for sorry. But there is something that belligerence posture no then they decided to do whatever that they wanted to do. And the cathedral that Kwaku say JB $58 million has gone down the drain. Nobody is bringing that particular money. So I'm expecting that we need to set up a proper investigation, even though Senate Diaba, but President Akuffo only deserve a single, your friend is saying, one friend says, Gracia. Because that particular money should be used, to be used to service all these things after proper investigation, because it is clear, say, most of the payments were illegal, because Parliament as an institution, or give okay to some of these big transactions, they were not notified. Parliament wasn't aware, and it was illegal for anybody to forward in a consolidated fund without parliamentary approval to do whatever that you want, because I think say Sanema way in Akikabo a culture Ghana where the future looks so uninspiring, so bleak, and you don't even know where we are going. So I'm just hoping, say, Ghana for in one accord this time around, Yamfa politics into change until this particular government goes rogue. Let's support, make sure say they do the right thing, and they must also listen to the people, because you see, and we don't need any special extra knowledge to run governance. There is nothing that you have. Yet it is I can say you cannot assume say you are more knowledgeable and intelligent than people who are listening. There are far better people who understand the issues better than us. Only that we have the privilege to be here. You understand? So at the end of the day, what you want to win your feedback, you need to take it serious. Consider and impute some of them are relevant into whatever that you, because at the end of the day, it's a single vision, and I try to realize the vision is to make Ghana a better place, make the Ghanaian dream possible. So the average and the ordinary Ghanaian will not wake up and say, me person me got in the UK, me person me got in America. No, you should be proud as a Ghanaian, live in your motherland, and make sure that the motherland will pay you well and you live in dignity. You understand? Because now last night my catcher said, "May I cry? I'm free. I'm for a privilege." But na circumstances and push a lot of people out. Under no circumstance must a circumstance in the country push people out. If you want to stay outside, that's fine. That's your choice, but yes, I did be a and that is the kind of country. But you go to a time, Minister B, your father saying, campaign. Or say, Obama man for Vesa, America. Anya Pius. Yes, Pius said that. So you see, Sasam no kind, and I'm for fan a try, but oh devil deeper into mind frame now or casa free now. Clearly, this is a person who has given up on this country. He hopes that never be anywhere. So going out there is is the way out. But this is a person, a man mandate to run the country with the president and so forth. So I think that we really need to be very serious. And then the last one, you see, appointment is never a compensatory initiative. Appointment as a government. And yet compensatory initiatives say, oh, we come and where you say, Madame Funie, Minuani, Sani, Mana, President Akuffo Adorye, and a down for buy, because at the end of the day, he couldn't look into the faces of the people around him. Now I kind of catch Romo, and then people around him so turn out to become bootlickers and sycophants. Sing the hallelujah choruses to the president. Oda the Jakrana say, what are the effort? And that is the mistake that we did. So going forward, I think that we need to ensure, you better get close people are ready to tell you the truth. Make sure that they have the intellectual weight with that affects the problems, because those holidays now are over. Now, no, you cannot come back and blame Akuffo Addo anymore. The Akuffo Addo chapter in our politics is closing on January 7th. From that go, it's a new chapter. Whatever you do is up to you. Now, American President Mahama is a very experienced person. He has been there before, and choice now, he has two choices. Either say he will be the best president or the worst president. But the good thing is that the choice is his to make. You understand? Ours is to support him. So I think he will make a right choice. Because at this time, the party for for support, and that era is gone. And then the platform has also widened. A lot of young people are consuming information. They are knowledgeable. They understand politics. It's so easy to do comparative analysis. And now to Ghana, with a click on your phone, you can see what is going on in Nigeria, Botswana, other places. You do that comparative analysis. When they do, they will ask critical questions. And if you are not getting the answers now, they will begin to agitate. And the government be Africa, be 2 years, then you see that momentum gather in the terms of your friends and violent revolution, that kind of way among for a year. You will Nigeria recently on Kenya, or government no bar. They will give you a period like 1 year, 2 years, 1 to 2 near a year. That is why I'm saying, sir, we have a Herculean task ahead of us. And your jubilation, we need to do a lot to ensure, sir, the confidence and the trust people repose in the president. Thinking, sir, obetime the right thing, that particular trust, say Otimisha Mukanana among folks who say, yes, we are really working for this country. And I think that's the only way.
Martin, the team that constitutes to the transition team.
All right, no problem.
Then we can analyze that. But also, minim there, but here now the transition team na.
I think say Enra answer bosu kakra.
Yeah, sure.
Na Sabria or Motimi aye inaugural meeting. Na Asha said there we are hoping for the best. I'm Asha said na wo kase nkomunya life ni ade.
Yes.
We I don't think say inquisitorial bia so handing over process sadly we will see enti enye ni nyina na say public no enya no ba
ye pese so ye di dance bi
ye be di dance ba enye sabre ya so ho ne tie no wo mu ye sabre ma ni nyina awie na say wo mu fi say ma bi antoto yi a eno na ya na e ba say sadly we ye expect sadly we ye hu ye e wo hefa ni ne kai ka ho so ho ne tie no na e ba mi hu senior city ba hu say director of communication at the presidency, I issue letter say yes. President Akuffo Adorye, the directive said ma abemuni pebianto official car.
Yeah.
Or more and the good. But casa ma so dravo di koko CC no so. Titi no so. So on to you. But ira no. I don't know where they say. And they should get prepared. Say when people are tracing, retrieving them, there should not be any file say ABC because all they call amanfo.
Yeah.
And amanfo so beka. And a lot of places. We so be fear or the Land Cruiser near ye will be quite for retirement. And so. Wafa adwuma mu Holland Cruiser and pick up or the akwakohye baby and the Sanema winina we should not get there. Men fan kohye baby ma obi ma mefa den konko ye he ni de kai ka ho. So dey dey no. Because what they call obi adwuma mu no say eh dey ya say wo dey ade no. Because eh aman dia. The two ye dey wo beka. Eti me dey na meka me advice wo mo obote akonya so sabre say I mean you don't deserve to be tortured in that environment. They say, "Oh, why stop on your jika through?" Say, "Man, I why ni ababe urafi sekawe fakisi bra ya de ko ni ekaika." And say see you drew ho, but what ma kwan so a ye be drew ho. So we dey no. Eti ye ya aban eye state dey no, former state. Now dey ko woni kakra na de form no bia hu say, "Oh, wokoko ye adwuma no wan wia aban wan wia Ghana fo so ho ne tie no e better since obeya say emu ayi be kwa kosi ho sa nti I am expecting a smooth transition to I'm so more up to 3rd January. So by 3rd January there no biokita aban ka bia no hand over then they ka ho nti they should look at that and make sure say omo aye say you know na I am praying. Said I find it. We say I didn't get better, sir. So, Osha baby a Ghana drew 764 billion. Na a bishisha baby crown no sama mekan honya de ade. Why here baby near trouble 800. I don't know. Ma Ghana Quine, Emir, Ubian Conco Maya Bosia, and near Kagan. But no possible woman say, I know and I believe, say IMF, make sure say, or rebalance the economy. So, yet year, on the I can tell you, look, MPP take over 2017. Sasa na Ghana near IMF. Yeah, near IMF. But IMF who say ye or more etnasi or more you know, yeah, almost a sign or more make sure say no man and so to toy. Now, we share send your man say corner, me sure. Say President Mahama or Madi team no a year, they can also enjoy that. We share the international goodwill. Abba Amanana, and so a year Adeba Kwa, a bit me, Ama Watimi Akonenim. Then you look at the dynamics in West Africa. Who say, Ubia say no, Ghana should be the destination of choice. Omubetimi Edi Omoyaba. Because it's Ocean Nigeria.
Is this still a destination of choice?
Yes. Just say, Naka Nigeria, but Omohono Ayayi. Abansi San ye no. So, what do we need to form? Now share the international community so more has say near their dinner. Utim said the goodwill no so Adeba kwa ebe support the new administration. Amo motima set it up. The citizen support for you can say advocacy against corruption, mismanagement in the so on the when people are talking about that, as I said, new administration be almost no more. Adeba kwa President Mahama Beya Ghanaians will never forgive him. Our mobile woneti, woneti ko, and he said, "Or best pay any corrupt official in this country." I don't know yet. Say, "Oh yes, I don't know pay." Then you should know, say he is doomed. He is doomed. Ghana for if he said, "Chrono akoso ewo mayimu." They expect. Look, the golden opportunity. Akuffo Adorye. What may say, no. And Nunti and Ghana for a war MPP Konsa Sabri. I can tell you the defeat of maybe Anamika said the defeat of without even going to court. Ubetima mention 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 beer. Because a sound of with dear. Obeko jail. Obeko jail. But no dear Obia won't share law grant no go now that. But
in a democratic world like ours, I mean it's not me who be a new castle of jail.
Now party has okay. I'm a boss. I mean what say basic cathedral.
Yes.
Who for public funds. I feel go years here. What go you public funds that go. But also no I don't know who here. Evidence is here.
I said no. Akuffo Adorye say Okwakosi cathedral. And I can for that so na release cano. It is how kwache mu hwan. Kwache mu hwan.
Nipa release cano.
Na they say
what the eche.
That's why you also no case Okwakosi. Upon the instruction of the president.
The guy say koko here you know.
President
look, me say your budget statement you know ewo. Baby we say oh Ghana sika ba kokra nim. Enye Ghana sika de kwakoye. Yankasa ono kenofrata de kan yo.
Yeah, sure.
Afedu baby no usa ba ya say oh yakokoyi Ghana sika kakra. Ene ye koyi say ya sika obo ye say sa sika we kakra. So de jero. Sa sika we ye kakra. Eti eno Samuel we say. I mean enma obi nka jira say oh ejaje bi betima twetwa age wo. O ji twaje wo say. The judge of you charge no Ghana for so show. What show? So apart from that, set up the Kagalam say assembly.
Yeah.
No, there are some people who more could J and Crawford gold. See a coco seize gold in the name of the state, a state there, Anamewa.
Yeah.
No, I say people are going to account for some gold or more seize a good now. No, the transition team should also take notice of that.
Okay.
Which I say. Ya the national security for go no matter jim for good obviously o ya sisi ya kwako sisi skati ya yesi sa sika ne gold no e wo he they should account for it na you who say gold o mo gigi ye no if you cry Ghana ya kwako ton sa de we ni atimi de aye ni e who say sa na obi akwako gigi no de akwako gu na yimu na o de afro yi no de kwa bruchiri edinti na vice president and na America o mo kokko throw letter see the gold company ko share under free zones na gold omo de beko nyina no omo nya repatriation bi ama na sika no makọ di nyina e wo hodom tim profo sika omo anya wo Ghana ha sei ya omo hu kwa mbefa so adi no because omo de nyina akọ to gold no no omo akọ under free zones no omo akọ non repatriation of ye can say funds na ko omo akọ ton no omo jiska nyina no omo de agu ho sanyo mani nyina no people are going to account for it God do a wo de akọ sisa ban hwe no make sure say 1 billion and now the apa percentage is ban ese agiro na yaji because obi ntimi nsi wo kwan say memfa gold nko but yemra na kire say Saudi gold ko dia ade a certain amount of should come percentage be should come to Ghana government nya bi faje adwuma then ye nananom a yakose se omo nsase no royalties and so akọ na wo timi ba betwro anana maker na lawyer former
director
law school yeah sure. No work say ebia anam say emra ben pa na Ghana parliament betima pass this when the Ghana parliament na passes amra no the office of the vice president and what transit no ahihye sade we and the secretary actually akọkọma Bank of Ghana say sade we na say yenye Bank of Ghana so actually akọkọma free zones with the ama companies no etiene Unya sika, ude kotu to gold, ukwa we say, ukwa under LOC no. Ubon say, ude gold no kwa kaprepra ufa mafi. How can we be such wicked to this country? I didn't know say esa. So unya tell. Eti sabi mani nyina say no. Ubana sa utina ho na want me and prosecute to sabi mana. Ubon sa uti hono ma na Ghana for astate elusu confidence in you. So unya tell. Eti me say, let us all help. Let us all help. Woman say bibi na shaha yimpeni fasutre ya nyina de nam grom ha sei afa de o hwe ya nipa ina ye ka de say high rise building say apartments ahodo what sisiati wo crane etisu a wo mu ya adwuma gini wonya sika no wo he all this thing you see lifestyle auditing we need to go into this
sure
we make sure say you are sanitizing the system and yes Ghana ye be market time say yenko ba bia wo ye be market time this type of look it is an opportunity for the new government to make sure look obi di na menka ho ye chewa menso menfa ho ana beboa now be hungrophobia wo call minister okra say o background school yem pressing school crowd wo feel na ye chira na the American Kojina street so let me tell you something. Education minister that me said no Adichumia Madam for lecture be working in UST like or respect me no see what say me bad me person course school we said the be ya meti me a monitor no ada o said me say me mo and say oh education minister they serve na me said man the whole of a year trainings and me said man enye like first class school so be say obvious one fee bimpo eti me check me catch man say oh obeye wo check was you I don't know antimi antum and I'm say sir 1 week to election and I'm sending a message and I'm say
1 week to election enrich here
and I'm say I've learned one thing in this word that position is not a possession after 1 week January what's our education minister eti next year you post this no ba bet ma sabo yeso dwa biom what me mo yeso dwa biom so we dey no eti Ghana look we nya position bia do good to people ma Ghana for on kase nipa si mesi die what say no aye eti obi kra ka se bi kra fa ho a obi timi gira ba bi kase da bi nipa si mesi die nya sa no tie so we dey no eti we are expecting say nyama ebitimi akodanimu ye na bibia etima toto let us try and do what's I'm trying text message bi show sir MPP boys no o ma na be asema mo mo pedi for no o ma na be asema mo mo pedi for no so na sir excuse me boy na friend no Kobra aje sapon no ma sheda me bonidin one share you be pass am about pay for no you should stop it some question messages now will send no what the cultural minister no government appointee no catch on the ongo two kwan obehu the embarrassment at the airport what are you talking about Ghana for decided say look my friend mu ko trafie say you can't take any major decision who too quiet ko say Ghana is kasi say say your private you grada you can't go now there what say what now we be Macedonia you just go me say why is not taking position so
yeah sure
what your part try now who the total embarrassment you not go now almost seize passport so they so who say one share ya na somewhere this year do mu na bia won sabit maka let us conform to some of these things and obi ba bibi say what capacity I am a citizen of Ghana
yeah
Akuffo Adorye said let us be citizens we should not be spectators so we are protecting our nation so we dey no na bofi say moja mo be chirebo ewo akonya no so ni e kai ka ho wa wo dey Ghana fa chirebo some of they say the new government should take a firm stance and make sure say issue relating to corruption they would deal with it decisively. Now, oko the cantonment, Laboni, airport area, airport residential, are buying sasi. Especially East Lagos. A buying sasi and for a form assessor just like that. Now, who share the cost of the land? Now, look, government must set up. Especially the ministers in 1 acre near their mouth, 3 acres near their mouth. They should make sure they receive all to the state. I mean, we should put a stop to that. And let me know what I say. What to Mama Yebesi Cathedral. And then for the airport of can say passport office in there, other institutions, and you could go from a two or just like that. And she sent government lands and that cantonment, other cantonment, I intimacy cathedral. That is a cocoa judges are dining in a guy. Meanwhile, Okwabrane assessor at the abono. Look. Woko baby obi akwakoto judicial for assassin e dey see the radio station wakwakoto bi o dey see the office wakwako yesi e dey kai ka ho ade wonko awo ye hwan last time me say 1 acre obenya ni say yes $5 million na say wow and na an acre of land e wo cantonment Laboni ekoso enti sankrofo no omunya asasi ka do wo he a omutoto say yi no na kokoshe properties ya maso ediesi hodoma enti 8 years a business in one awye
that is
within that shortest possible time
the multi-million-dollar question within 8 ebikra within 4 years 4 years
are you serious
ultimate radio station and ultimate building new radio station fresh one no akwakoto no I mean for commercial use and you ask yourself say into MP usika say if you can say
so obia enya in charge that is what happened because I let me say culture no
and there are some businesses who are they should look into it is I mean yema bruchirimra Ghana ukuta some certain amount of money there they can question you who could just say can we adwuma be na here
that's right no I mean by law who took quiet free Ghana and since ukita more than $10,000 say more than $10,000 as a declare
yeah sure
look me say na be catch repeni bi say omoba sa say no me pesa me boss we just omo da omo so DPS so omo ye look within a month sika omo be confiscate the amount state e be shop nkrofo me pesa me boss e just amount for be treat omo to within a month the money that they will get for this country Mahama unko bobu siendim.
Na Ghana naka. I did not hear him bosi abu.
So we dey no. Look,
sika share go for who?
Adey. Share ene se Bank of Ghana enya sika dollars aba. IMF sika ye buy. Ha. This say dollars no here. Empenifo bi asesa. E dey akwa kogu dem. Eti uko marketer emu aye bisi basa. Share one thing this administration they say for the start let us all come together bring our minds and all that the suggestions everything now yam pick you off because already So what can say ya ye gina nsi atimu me kodwomu a me soete wo su kodwomu a wo be soete but say ye na se nneema mugu a ye gina na ye den ye nya politics no be bamu a I mean ye ura election ye mu a na politics abamu but for now ye make sure hwe Argentina Bank of Ghana wo betena ho sika beba system no mu wodi beba ho so na sika ni na kodi abochi fo nsem adenti wo be call the commercial bank afa wunya sika ni binto wakoko do bank manager ni no so afa phone no afra abochi was a price in that saying how can we live in a country like that just big thing one binti ase so we need to take a drastic action and make sure send me ma etima eden etimi atoto ye ejesa se ye ka se ye ko sa say ya ni adia sa merry go round ya minia o mai no ye be market time with 100 years there that swigina and can the fourth republic ya 32 years na basic water is when him say oko a year adia the cheapest thing ayensu wodu America no be ura kitchen no say obu so hwe no akwa obi tibi jasi so no akwa kwese baby no odi na iso no jasi so say oh wait de nyina say na metua wo mu short nsuo da say ye say ene ya tu nsuo ma da say bi ebi si wo hoda iso no ho eye basic Ghana wo ko bi type na inframa na eba say nsuo na wo be bia no kra no wo nya bi no ento so amafo nya sika this is high right buildings. Well, just say, video mu pe bi o mu kita. Insuo keke a ye beye amama fo je bia no. Yetimi ye. Yeti ho. Look. This government should be bold. I am a member of Movement for Change. Nenya NDC member. Me a member of Movement for Change.
And Obi friend beside me saying, can you ever be an NDC member?
Me a member of Movement for Change.
No, beside me say, can you ever be a member
that
of
question
NDC?
should not come in.
Okay.
Me say me a member of Movement for Change.
Okay.
But my prayer is that Ghana etimi enkonanim. Ghana etimi endiye. Said ye be ya Ghana fo nyina yeso so ye ho beto ye. Ye kan ebra bi na me ka say ebra Akuffo Adorye yo mo adwen say omo sabotage ala nchamanti. No mo visa ala no mo sabotage no. Ene wona ye ba be kan wasem e dia de na odija Ghana ana adwuma no ye 1D 1F mo decide say mo maniska mo timi man 400 million for a program like 1D 1F now kokofa a scam a year to set up ko now kokoma 4.5 billion now we patch saying
all right messa but I'm happy say komo ayedi Dr. Samuel Sapon. Yes, I think Senra may read one of the stories in the end. We caution the NPP governments. Say, Omoba, baby, Ubia, someone be away the biano will be brought to bear. Baby Kishore said they will chase every single state property. Bia from Ubia Honomo. It's what for biano. And yadia Hobeto.
JB. Sanema way, me say these are basic conventional ways to establish a manadaho. Something called conventional deterrence. Say yet ne bufaswa, we are doomed. Because you can see a tenacity or the state institutions. Near my mom for a year, now you're flipping in lifestyle. Individuals are Sabi. 2016, no Buchanan and Yen China naughty, all of a sudden, only change properties and then as a form of chroma. I said court papers and as for by all kind be kind.
Yeah, sure.
Then you begin to ask yourself, say, politics is not by a fertile avenue where people rush in, bandwagon, join away ye. But majority of people out there are hear the impact of governance, it doesn't go to them. For instance, Yetiana na ye can about frontiers, in Kofi Batana Airport or Nigeria for ye, a betina habe. Check your man for COVID and as for Tisasika over 80 million at the Kokroma say. Parliament insisting, yes, by a yebenya, the fans say proper understanding of what actually transpired. Besin there, Obien who are boss because the person at the top is a beneficiary of that particular illicit transaction and I also. So say young tenancy unlaid that particular foundation. Now your man for who say, or mine no yet lotto, now be Roma or wedi, then it's a bonanza for you. We need to make sure say every penny is accounted for. Say yes, you lose that particular leverage. I'm telling you, we are done forever because a banner or banner will take a cue for what has happened, and at the end of the day, people will follow suit. So, say whether we like it or not, that investigation has to be done. But before we do that, the state institution are compromising. We need to make sure that we clean it up. For instance, the Supreme Court and the other institutions are the politics. You don't see their effectiveness, because these people part of people at the judiciary. Because so in the D-Day, they will come to their rescue. But Ghana are fully aware of what is happening. So I think that we need to start creating institutions. But let me
introduce the communication officer at the NDC Obuasi East. Obuasi East, eh? Yes. Miriam Mayweather. Mayweather na dey different. Mayweather na dey different. Yeah. Me aboko there.
Na go bother Roman Mpaibo.
Obuasi to say.
Obuasi Daboko for the first time I job Obuasi seat.
For the first time.
And I'm proud I'm part of it.
I see. Let to say, how did it happen?
Once abrabo ankasa na and as we venture into adebia edawa kumaso o kind of criteria ho. Yes. We made a survey in whom say put to hard work.
Yeah. Because
12,000 votes in Adeketua. Difference 2020 12,000 votes.
Okay, so 2020 12,000 votes.
Difference.
And at this time around, difference is
okay.
We never how many margin?
We won near 18,558.
Okay.
And now 18,539.
Oh, just have slim margin. Slim margin. Wow. Obuasi East.
Obuasi East.
For the first time. Wow, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Earlier today, we were on social media. Now, I think you were sounding a warning to MC difference. Emisa.
Faustin
Emisa. Yeah. I didn't see.
Said the yeah, they said the number per can. One say, yeah. That's why I've told my guys to stay cool. We're there. Yeah, say as a communications officer, they have ears on ground. Next, I mean to me, Wahana coming who say, ebi waha. And yeah, you mean Kwame constituency na menya, maybe ebi shenyina, yeah. But my mom will say, we are not running a banana republic. I am running the budget. A drew wa. Maybe it will be out the BP. One thing piano baby a shenako yepi. As simple as ABCD.
I did know.
Yeah, pickups. Yeah. Once I say on the pickups, whites, be bread.
Yeah. For parts that you want to say
no. For DCs and MCs. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Mama here move.
No, maybe on the akosi say me.
I would be
yeah, many information maybe a share.
I see.
And I think they say they don't hand you over.
Yes.
Yeah, so all hand over maybe some questions about it. Yeah.
I see. Now, so Obuasi community, especially Obuasi East, I'm going to these elections, no hula balloons, the same and a baba on there. I mean, was there an expected victory and I say unexpected victory?
For me personally, I knew say we need sitting. So, but we need with 6 votes.
Just 6 votes.
Just 6 votes. And in Krasinya victory.
Okay. Obe promise will be. Okay. Obe promise will be.
Obe promise be.
I see.
Now one day straight one factory come and pam no omusi no so mo cassava factory.
Okay.
Minia. Udu any kwahwa and do 2 rooms cra. And do 2 rooms.
Cassava factory.
They said the $5 million in the year cassava.
What's say?
You say $5 million.
It's your bossy. It's your bossy.
Mampamwe.
Wow. Cassava factory.
It was commissioned by the MC. Yeah. Obi no. It was a.
Hey.
Intimate employee nipa baako kra.
Oh, how?
Yebi. I'm promise here one agenda 111 hospital, no right. I'm going to call Mampamwe. Ekwana so this boy no musiska o no mujano mu start 2 galam see
oh
omufura mo call nyamsom ye de asombo form omo to fence or 10 ba akopene o that's all now yes almost 7 to 11 million eko
interesting
agenda 111 hospital so mimi babu na meti oboase menye adwuma nye
yeah
now at least you have to training college and nursing training. Now can say you man my employer. What can must say you man we are in Obuasi. We saw how progressively Obuasi bites a grew here. You know be Obuasi be here. Right now Obuasi bites worth more than $5 million. But it drew $5 million in impact. And they say there is a company in our
I refer to the lives of the people.
Do you understand?
The value chain wait on we are
senka $5 million or come employ a MPP phone so as I say and now to one we share name when a bufu and I'm out for the 2 abanity.
I see.
Yes,
I see.
A bufu.
And that's what they did so.
Oh, and on say as I make come in this phone now when ya akwenya some be say into government and say omonfa Oteko Koso, the foot of the ma Akuffo, President Akuffo 2016. I went here no. Young fast side foot into young foot. Share ye dear cra, young quan, and our 2 amber party in power.
Wow.
They shouldn't neglect not the grassroots but Ghanaians. Dear President Mohammed, you about 4 years, dear Opaidi. The opayedi nti no ne appointees no mo bo papa no problem na ya na nse dem free top surroundings no e be sere mo papa is willing to work so yam bo papa no ye juma na edin nda wo say papa bi bae okosa bae.
Wow.
Yes, honestly on sem bewra my sister ka say me kire me say I shouldn't do what I did again. No to me for as me ni nua keto.
Yeah.
Yamfa yankwanto was say you say NDC ba power na change na here change at all cost. JB, what I did, I don't know what came over me at that moment, but now honestly na Ghana in here yes, now they wanted to do everything possible to maneuver their way out, but no, we are ready for everything.
I see what Akuffo there you remu kakra da yeah. But if we start to try discussion, so then see here. Only soldiers for talk and then see here.
JB, yeah, now me come normal monitoring.
Okay.
And I'm nyako from Akuffo.
Okay.
Say a whole assemblyman no, we MPP.
Okay.
And we are all brothers. We all grew up.
Yeah.
Or Chiska police station.
Tama no motuabano. No Chiska police station.
No Chiska police station. So what I did was that I'm a friend man called direct.
Okay.
I called him back door. Let me say, wait, which is for free baby original and the baby Chiska. So I thought say, why sir?
Yeah.
But still they kept calling. No more than whole frame, but I decided not to pick because I said I cast out back door.
Yeah.
So me.
I see.
So Mimi drew a police no. And I'm who soldiers for. No, he said soldiers for on the frame. Boys in the frame, you're Munyami beam into one cassa day.
Oh, okay.
Yes, so he called the police, the military in. Timiko drew a military from say, military issue statement, say military man be amba police station. I'm okay. I'm say MC DC na sumo. I'm say na DC the offer military say a police. And as we hear reinforcement or day of military.
Yeah.
90 MC there. Or say I shouldn't ask him that question. This also videos no more. Na me ne ye
banter so kanu waka ne ade
enti na me small boy bi gina me nchen.
Okay.
No ye video no so manage video na me say so manage video dey and so manage video no.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, because at the point me said that soldier dey use
a video
yes,
because now the boy was videoing. No so manage video na me say that be so manage dey and dey won so nya dey won ye. Then he slapped me. So slap me and we so kroku tu na me yes me so tu na me so tu no.
Really?
Yes.
I see.
So, what Assembly Madwene say a Anglo Good Ashanti military men.
Military men from where?
Anglo Good Ashanti.
No mobile official assignment, and I said they were not.
No, they are there to protect the mine.
Yes, but not the elections.
Not the elections.
And you'll be on the from Baho.
And you'll be on the from Baho.
One of them
and I don't know, say according to no military man, I mean, maybe son, no, can't say MC in the film.
MC in the moon.
For Stinemis and the film.
For Stinemis and the film.
Yes.
Some Braho.
Some Braho. I'm a brave day. And you know, Messre President Mama. Nama sre NDC. My lawyers are. There are some questions we also say.
I see.
Why they deploy soldiers? You know, what was their reason at the polling stations? So, assembly was
the official complaint at police station.
Okay, say police never fire call.
Okay.
Oh, omobuyo.
Omobomu.
Me too see me tea.
I see. Me no na nasa foforo.
Unso no modoso.
Oh, okay.
No, somebody can invade police station or crime minimum. Tell me be who me no. Na me so me miesa.
I see.
So we are not running a banana.
An official statement from Ghana Armed Forces. Say ma soja ni police station.
Yeah, sure.
I think say General upon paper or you be a or
CDS
or disciplinarian. And I mean, you say on final advance so any agro.
Yeah.
And this is same way as say or picking it up.
Yeah, as fast
or more year Juma what's it Anglo Ashanti. Na obi timi frɛ no a civilian etimi frɛ no no oba fine ye fa say what's DCE on say MC and I say DCE and a friend na ye fa say ono na eye chair of the security council but I think say statement Ghana Force the two abontino
it was
clear
yeah
say open security were here a police for no door so yes say soldier for no be ko upon the request from police.
Yeah.
Say I do where the abroye so. You hear soldier for mumla, na soldier for aba. Enye DCE. And now be free a soldier for say o mumla ho. Enti general upon people. Where the pacho. Obuasi East asem no. That's say o picky. Na o update Ghana for and the mu ya no mu who say yes.
And the most interesting part is no mu use not more pick up.
Oh, na military for you soon not
more pick up.
Pick up.
Yes.
And on the bar,
not more pick up.
Police station,
yes.
But at a point in the video, we say now prevent you from some local police station.
Yes, because I don't know because now your friends vote teenage are stop it at a point in time. So remember, I'm not knowing say ransack is set a month for.
Really?
Real
almost set a month for.
Almost maybe drew almost set a car some car white me.
So why they?
So why they?
Maybe say. No more say.
I'm going for say and some questions. And na maga man bomasum. Military man bomasum.
Wow. I see.
No, I think
there should be more to it.
Yeah, move to my and say them your shows at Yasa or Channel Pano. As you say, you get the Ghana Armed Forces PR for no. As you said, Utimi get it to them. They should come and then explain to Ghanaians why that action. Why should a DC or MCE call military people to a polling station? Why some one kasa modi statement are too
say so clear.
Say bibi sa be ba. Mo do na police for.
Police for mo
you know who by I don't mo gina
no. I'm kuta weapons.
No. They were me call first one then. Ma hu ba ko bi kuta weapons.
Na police for kuta weapons.
No police ni ba ko and I think immigration officer and prison officer. Yeah.
I see.
Wow.
Interesting.
That time mon get Ghana Forces.
You better get into it, but
yeah.
But why official reports?
Not really.
But police fight for
police. Yeah. No. On be fight for.
I know. So how can the police arrest you without?
I'm dey bedru no. Ma boya ma ya homete. And almost had dia kwhye cells. And this a PC kura am be fire and hospital. JB.
No, but I mean,
we went through hell.
Police for betrayal.
Say,
I don't be farm.
On be fire. On be GF military in the military handed us over to the police. No more they call. And you know, almost about police station some boy yourself.
Oh, really?
JB. Your chairman. Because he's chairman. E could do. I'm kind of going freeze police station at that moment now. I'm
also free Hoboko.
Akura.
Wow. The same way on my entry kind of video so. I think so.
But this
I mean when a basic.
No. There should be action on this.
Yes.
One way you know. I feel we na can be expect say ma etunto. In fact, that moment na you see and check by an hour's time ana medro COP Kofi Boajo near ya no say what is it?
Was that an old Kumasi?
Oh, yes,
Kumasi, yes.
And I say, what is a true? And she just said, news by the grand or Mokuno first.
Oh, okay.
Until later on, as yet say, a true be to a prayer will be, but Nipano.
Oh, so a 2 not 3.
Oh, it told them to Toby. So TV didn't to Toby. And when I was running, they were still shooting.
Wow. Shot on target? I don't know what to do. I want a shot.
And aside that,
anyway,
Betty say Obi Wu or Kaswa.
Yeah, Kaswa.
To near the idea.
Kaswa talk for 2.
Me say, Sadiwi, Yan so a 1 minute. Once, and came everywhere. It will continue. 2028, it will out. But action may be taken then. Ever ended.
Sure.
It will do. Say after 2020 elections, Ananka action because I don't think so. Soldier for the
yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But because if you uncle Suntino, I mean, after all, the
interest was
what move what to a tool. Why the mouse have permission to be there? And yes, I would never be na Obiabe to Asha also. That police station, who asks you to go there? That should be the question. A bra in 24 and the credit narrative at one. Eti, yes, general, yes, be brave. Make sure say Obi take it decisive for you. This action. Send your bayer going forward, you know, a BCB. Because as I know, ya pako ye dimboni be say asoja for the omunya ya na omo tutu afu ne ade and say banisa as say Ghana di bia chia soja ne o say nimia wa hu na damfo wa hu bi a wo bo ne ho bai dan say obehu soja na as if say wa hu jata bi as say ogane any ade. I don't think it's fair, and we must end this today. Send your bayer next election yen konko hu say in fact, I'm taking decision say Masoja ni bianco police station no. Why na me ball cross? Say what happened 2020 will not happen. Asama me kan ya no.
And they were even wearing mask. No they bulletproof vest na akatakata omudine so. So na gamba se me nya omudine no. But opa hwe video no you will never almost omunyina the bulletproof vest hiding akata omudine so.
I see.
Esa agbe boniti. But anene de a soldier for no pay omo just omo nyabra some person will take action quite they can take action ma omo njai some of them omo nko unpunished what you say but and say e banisa say omo ko na say even omo wo case impo e say Ghana for who say omo take action na ebo na omo case what we need no dan say ubeja no hosa eno no dey I don't think say Ghana Armed Forces more Janisa ebe boa mo ankasa more image.
I see. So after that, I mean victory when a resounding victory Boase for the first time Maja Konyano any other places in the Ashanti region Adansia 4 Adansia 4 Adansia Sokwa
Adansia Akuffo Adansia Dubiase and Obuasi
I said Dubiase musit dada
and say Okodi omo.
Oh, okay, what's I money? Is it more force to tell what that's? Yeah.
Wow. And the Ashanti in Munya saying 8.
8, yes.
And I think 2 is pending.
Oh, Evan.
Okay.
I know of if you jack have enough. Kenda power fast the whole.
Okay.
Kenda power if you.
Na how Munya ni kre.
Yeah, quite dicey kakra. Yeah, he's still in contention. Buama honorable.
And
still in contention.
And all that kind of MPP is a declining party. The more declines are. So
I see.
I think because of Pam say the second Jim say just could just say Boise is the second Jim will be consul and Sana was signed. Those are childish comments.
What the second will be consul.
The divisional commander was there.
I was here for police station. I said
collation
centers, yeah.
Coalition center.
So the NPP MP and I said parliamentary candidate. Onya consider defeat.
Well, consider defeat there. So share video cry the presiding officer
we declare
results.
Nti what I know was more the second.
Or see on the report na ma national executive said it's a kind of two in the scene. So the police were there 24/7.
I see.
They mad dinner. I say we lose we na to no ntase. Uye wo juma ya. Me see ye juma na so won ka say simple majority. Simple majority ba kokora 12,000 there ba kokora, and I told them say we are on the ground. They didn't name the echo.
I see.
And what be this 12 years, 8 years? What me for on something say adi we na my obisan say there na why I say wanya park and kamenye baby agina ware. Look at this. Wanya parker.
I see.
Not astroturf. Park.
On the park.
Aye, we te park na say on na why. So on the $1 million per constituency no dey.
And I ko
And I'm covering.
I said that's what you bet. Why you pack about what I do? That's what you They would do my demo. They would do my demo. You know what is in the Nyankopon adum yaje. That's how you relieve kakra.
Oh, I want to be no.
Dr. Patrick Boachi Yadom.
Okay. Koku Kwati or West.
West.
Oh, okay.
Koku Kwati and Tinaye. Kolusu City no. Yeah.
Are you find an independent to be one?
No, West, any Niano.
Any Niano Koi.
Any Niano Koi. The boy who got in the last minute comments, no, that Ponzi scheme, no, that's simple. I won't lie to you.
Oh, really?
I won't lie to you. Because, then I will say, Nipa there, Wakabi Bikakra, and say, Massam, you to be a no wofu. And say, no. And now, quite some say Obuasi East and Obuasi West are no difference.
Okay.
Obuasi East from maybe a statue in Sino. Eko Sikwa Manakwa, Equine. From Tutuka, Eko Odumase, Equine. Ye inner rules,
I see.
Obuasi East the new crowd.
And you remember also? Apart from mine
and no crown, you know that. Me see a time for still doctor time in Anglo good for your time in the demonstration I did against them, and it was true. Yet you crum. Me, I think say a demonstration in June, Nanka July, come a comedy cast. Oh, Anglo good.
Oh, okay.
But my chest stress and me firm and I'm I decided to ignore the work and fight for my people.
Oh, I see.
Yes. I decided to ignore the work. I didn't think I'm a Dumo Krum. Dada. Na say to adebisi was a petition and say froze apieti no how many wuye nya petition ne wuye
yeah sure
nyame mpengu some of them blast one near man explosive ni 1990 chrome ye kwan ne so no na nyame mpengu bi si how many beto mo first nye ye na do de ba de a me see ubetima nante boasi is obi obun so ye UM ejuma na eje ejuma bia ya ho
wow
why o kan mo so ma se so mo ne ma nyina free east Akudi West Intino. They don't give any chief a slot. And they are all quiet.
Anyway. Innocent. My boyfriend 5 minutes to be in that. Yeah, you need to work a wrap up on this.
Yeah, I think that 7 hour Canadian has to do with the impunity I choke this particular system. Say, or mind the how say you don't see leadership, and I say somebody has set a certain authority be over it. This is some of the things that happen. Near money we basic without even realizing. Because when Dampare gave out the directive, say police for will be fully in charge, and the military will not go. No, because say we a political party now don't want to say so you'll be disappointed. Not because Dampare in 7 hours can only so. Namum. Through that day now, there are several fronts. I'll make give you directive. IGP no crown on the day the IGP will be at the bench, and some big people will be calling the shot, and that's exactly what happened. The workers of Kumase, I spoke to some of the military guys. They were on the ground at the polling station.
Oh really?
Oh, all over.
Not much uniform now.
Uniform. They were patrolling at polling stations in Nasafon. So, in some now more kind, a child clearly said nobody's in charge. And you see, there has been certain trend over the years, you know, show leadership in sanity and started a wage. abra kaka issue ba how are citizens omunkura ye fence atuo we being shot at in a broad day so that but now if you call war front to cry now onu nu ekon na so man nsa so a ye nsutu no you take that person as a prisoner of war. We are talking about crowded youth omudwane and the military men were joy for yebi wageji and nipa mudwane shooting from behind. We set up a commission of inquiry to do I know the report no kosi saying Ayawa so West Wagon the report came president trash and that been Jubilee House. So you see impunity no ya nesse no ya na fester and grow to a point. Techimo in the sea way, you will expect in saying can the bed the last straw after say asino and way and yes say see a brand new video in people captured everything on camera. Evidence, enough evidence. A bit me boy I'm a constitutive investigation into what actually happened. Nobody and I can't say you investigated those things. So I know that then when you create such platform, you give a lot of people incentives and opportunity to do whatever that they did. So we are even lucky, say some of these things here, because in recent times in Ghana for year elections, I won't say nipa wo. Rollins a pencil.
Yeah, sure.
Yaba President Akuffo Addo nipa 80 we ye ko wem another person 6 and nipa mu tutu me catch us na me wo your friend say Abuakwa South.
Yeah.
They were shooting. 2 people were shot in my Abraham wo ho. Ba ko ne ha and ba ko ne 9. Wow. And I'm rush you to hospital because I'm on the ballot boxes now kwasi EC office and I'm rush in pickups national security tag na never bomb. Then they rush to the place there I'm kwako change ballot papers no. Do they have to shoot people and I'm for this person because now I'm for MPS they should go there. So elections now over the years are peaceful. You expect the processes in for security channels not be well demarcated. I will be in say these are the people we are dealing with in for now. That chain of command is not there. And then you now can lack of leadership over the years. You can because Enra yet to about we and say Muna boys been moved this say you take state property in as for it. Sadly we but you see you need a clear line leadership, a certain authority here. Somebody will have to rise up to the occasion. But no the president elect mum and all addressing the nation at a timer. Only to me to call anybody to do that. President Nankasa not so I think that Ninjina it deep into the failure. Ya come say in this last 8 years here ya coming Ghana Nibia wait me leave under Akuffo Addo government for this 8 years. Oh here certificate. I was there some because it's a horrible experience and I Ghana for go through. What me go through this particular 8 years be our coming out of and now we are okay no. You need a certificate because at university, at military training, you understand, and that is why like I said, as your channel your energy into the future. Now you who say it's not business as usual. NDC about power pain, MPP about power pain, but this time round no, the stakes are different. Politics going forward, no, I change the dynamics, everything. And to win to me, no, I just yes, a baby DB because I never quite back tricky among for say. So when say Muna also under this Akuffo Addo government, the corruption, the stealing, as for people might want to replicate same and say, most of my West. That politics is done. Nobody is coming to sit on TV and say Akuffo Addo ye way and say such nonsense. Nobody will tolerate it. Is the reason why some people are taking over state institutions as for people are condemning, calling say they should arrest them. We don't care whether you NDC or whoever. So once I obey they are illegal. No, we need to. Well, 2016 happened, you know. Okosunaya, Tobu tonight, what your friend is a fear pray. We didn't have the president making address here, don't stop with more, and they were taking over the country. I think, sir, as a young who said, yeah, the NDC MPP politics, and I say, and where we are yet to near there is no future no and you've been a responsible but catch us wherever in the world that who sustain bad governance you know citizens are sponsors and accomplices. Nobody is a victim or innocent, and I think they're going forward you know as you invest your energy resources everything into the new Ghana your visions because it's not about us, it's about building a sustainable future for younger generation. Building a future, building a future. Ghana need real school. You don't need to pick a call now. That's the future we want, and we have the resources, everything. Fortunately for us, your friend say your human resource, your every resource. As of my here and some of the but unfortunately, no. in our part of the world, no, we are unable to use these things. Few people in the name of power. It may capitalize it on the resources. I want no more than your gold and not if I come as a for the carbon thing, oil, then I say for no lithium.
All right, but the message about Hodobona, maybe I now can near some mic in the room. Remember my mic in the Nafi, Abetuaso, Akasa, live on the TV and the higher Abatuaso yet. Just a few days after say to about the way and reactions and in the ma watch the Ebano. You started interrogating some of these issues. Nafi, going forward, they bit me as a mine, a bit to me about your near my home by near to me as safeguarding the properties of the state. It's a say a bit to me to 200 more crack, Radafi, Yahoo, Jinapapa be a bit to me at 2. Now, mind you, sir, the transition team. Our Honorable must start Juma as fast as possible. It's fellows of Osukwache, Edika, MBK, an earlier comment on the transition team. May you quote him, Yakoba, Mema Hopeson Adorye, and the other reaction to Sema Akuffo or Boaso, and the Abana Fiatuaso. You better see her.
Nancy, no, me use a most intro for Kamati. Obeti no na nipa ahanum bi ana ahedu no bi ye form adwuma mu ba bi the Bank of Ghana GRE na ye form adwuma mu e wo sumase e obehwe na eye Minister of Interior e fa police for ni immigration for wo sumase obeti na aban nwumako bi etue sika doso pro bi e di medwumako bi a ye ni sumase a ye hu kwan ya ekọ ye tie ne sese abatu ekosusi na aban sesa e ba ejidi se e wo se aban a ebe konwa so no dwumedie titru bia e kososi a no mu bi se ne be ya no kredie ne pepe ye ne nkotabuo betumi aye adwuma asema making eye 2016 ye to abawie ya saa abansese ko a ya ti bia ne ya ti bi no owura asafomafo na odina wa ma MPP no atwere kata e de koma aban ye te so ne se dwumedie bi e be koso ate sase ye fe ne pe adwuma ana se ye tue sika pudo bi dia ma obi no e wo se aban a ebe konwa so no omasote no muji tumu ansa na akoso intina ye wanwa bebre se dwumedi ete sa no ekoso e wa bra NDC afa e wo sa ba so nko eso no ye nti ho hwe na e ha dwune bebre esanse na akoye se sumase dwedie bi sa no nti NDC mpenifo e wo ekodo so no edi tu dwase ye ne nyi sa ne ma ekoso no esanse nipa ye form no ya abanya ebe kodwa so na ese ti omoka enu echi no ye nipa abanya ebe kodwa so na ni o meye adwuma se mo ntumi nkofo nipa amrem se me ni omo nya adwuma wa abra minimum omo ana menti ho hwe ntumi nka se me nkotu esika bi wa abra nipa mi tu esika na ma ni nim hye ne kitamudi a woni no me no ka se yate se ECG sika be ye 240 million Ghana cedis omo tu ya madwumako bi a enye dwumako a enu ye nyama hoden a obeka se ne ye hia ne nim ye nti omo ntu a we dwumako bi a omo ni din sawoso bi a ye nse de humu yie sa ska de sika e do so a e ya ban futum ne be fiaba e na sa so di ba beda abanya e be konwa so no eso ne sa ne nti na wo se abanya e ba no ehunu mu bi nti ye se sa ska tia de pa mo fa mo no amo twetwe so asa e fiada a e be ye be hie bi ye hia ye be di hu nkomo.
All right, so Felix Ofosu Kwache and Odede Ba. So Mama Ivan and wrap up on that. Ivan, I will come in now. So yes,
about said yes, I told them I say Adibia BC Basa will be here.
Yeah.
Now they need I see it me enlisted the collective will of the people of this country, irrespective of maybe a regional or political affiliation or loyalty, whatever. And young channel into building a new Ghana. I bet me I offer hope for the average and the ordinary Ghanaian. And a collective responsibility. Nipa binum ne bedi animu. See a time chain. Now you make sure that when they are veering offer, we should be bold enough and tell them in the face. That's why we do animu. Sometimes when you are veering offer, you don't see. So I think that also should be amenable to wisdom. Now say obi criticize not say nipa hate you. That is where President Akuffo Adorye got it wrong. When people were criticizing, he thought they hated his government and I said, oh no, and I nipa time no. No, obi any what time obi and I tell you when I papa president and compare. What are some America? Because that is the highest pinnacle of what we attaining. But it's not just about being president, but it's about being president with the responsibility. And I think that is what we are looking forward to. Collectively, you bet me a mind because politics na over the years, no. And people come to power, they take advantage because they know the people are gullible. People don't even understand politics. People don't even know why they vote. By now, through education, advocacy, new platforms now, but you see, some information are just going around, and people are take politics. I say, until we a minister, we are fine. What you want to say? Nemana we no nipa ntiasia. Ubedi udok nokwa. And then I wake up at the MPP to a certain basa ene. Omo we yena da hono. And I think that it's a lesson. Say be obi abesuya say. To me be a benya young farm build. Say be a Ghana ni bet me enya hope for the future. It me yes I'm sure say on my anybody because other people on my yamana ye no the resources and then human and the yeah na me ka say fortunately over a part of the world for instance Ghana. When it comes to natural resources, we have it in abundance. When it comes to human resources, young people, we have it. Other countries don't have it. If you go to America, they don't. It's the reason why they are importing young people from other places. People are walking, crossing the world, they know, but they allow them in. Because this is the workforce that you need to build that particular country. Yeah. Fortunately, we have. So why can't we combine the human resource and the natural resource to build this particular country? It takes ingenuity, people with, you see, that kind of vision and foresight to be able to see the need to do that. Because 1957 Nkrumah Pencil, if he was able to do that, set up industrial city our Tema, and Temana America just have a residential area, people are killing themselves, plot of land they were crying for. But with that particular ingenuity, I think that we can just do things and make it work.
But let me say, Minia Innocence, Ivan, and it's a candle. Also, hurry up in the next 5 minutes. Nothing. Me family where them you cry
yo
yes
never can say baby you do no I think say you koye ni mu ye ba 1992 year too fair say you know Satan na phone to cry ni ho na phone ni ho obia di ho no mobile phone a security for grad no you should go to the grad e bia the whole region grad go to whole no for any other ana ye ba ye ni mo say ya ba be dru ba bia chese akola kete ekitafo obia dimne ekoso look ye man peni a watwam ko JJ Lawrence ebra na wo ye can say president abiye ba 40 obeye president nega unim se soja ni a obabeye president no be free say one year 1992 etuanto yankumo bia
sure
1996 yankumo bia 2000 year to abadebu ya shepa no the west sika obide war kwabna bate the only incident in Ghana apre na sika war kwabna bate ne bosu sei ana hu moja kakra se etu asa soja bayo ya ntutu ankunipa so woni ate no na yaba bedru sabre na a whole civilian that is so na say ye kunkum ni power batum
human rights lawyer
yen take action against it send ye be ya e best stop a hadwene kakra so woni ate no say adina tell you state institutions no but ya wa be mu bonse no ye di wachi wa woni ate no at the next election omukoto tutubo MPP for will you be happy?
That's the question.
Will you be happy? So some of these things, you know, mesre nipa bia eye nipa ade ba ko a bibiman mu chese ensom yebo eye nipa nkwa look udra brochira me ka sem ne me mbako USM rebi ye ko sa no anya malaria man ye friend tribunal start say show ye do honum eja me free police no mo e free ambulance me see do ye honum no hospital honum owurade chese anese for ni doctor for atwa mo ahia ne pia no chese wo hwe the way no mo ani asi abre na bra mo ye lab test go mo say who say malaria no
eni brava
me who be that America for mrofo say wo malaria I say wanya Ebola bi no chese won person bebe okra na dressing kro mo de beba enya easy na wo hwe the way no mo ani abre a doctor for a 9 nurses na awurade yankobo mi jina wasa mi Africa there
ya timia so nua ne
yankobo anfa yanzi yegura o so ne tell what send yesterday look adenti ana broni nipa ba ku sei ewu na samaba America would you come America ni ba ku pe wo ba
don't dare try.
The whole state will move there.
Yeah.
The whole state. Say hey, say America ni bi aba be toti say Togo na BBSC. What? Na akọ
Korea soldiers na Korea war na American soldiers o mko we 1950 thereabout. Trump ba ya mko say o nyina funu de ba America 50 years after. 50 years.
You see? But Ghana and phobia you free. Besre abatro na yeto no power no obi ani ho a sebe nyankopɔ bo nipa entrebo wasase so no sa na the power sha wasase a power no on transfer forever wo ye den a power besisa eti power sisa adenti na sise wo ye yi abukwa ye ade ba ko a me bompa ye once James declare results or declare president Mahama the president elect yes. One thing how because I declare. So look, who appeal to people? Say oh, your petition near change. Mambo mienye. One thing how say the Ghana for a 2 abano. Who better go declare the bafofro? Over here.
I saw no declare no for me.
Na no for gra wa declare. Aname wa. Say na no for gra wa declare.
We declare.
Who be declare? Etino me say moma yema nipa nkwa ho ehia ye se nipa nkwa ho hia ye ne yakasa baya ye kwakotui mo bia mfatuo nko ho obi amfa nko ho ya sign peace pact e wo krom ha na allegedly no empenifo echichetuo e wo ka wokudi janje some of anko to election time and na mo de
can you imagine this
and then go and see the number of people ya more licenses to possess the guns. Go and check. Eti manyen konesa. Ye hu se menka se obi qualifier manonko. What you say?
Yeah.
Ma menka sa. Dembum ense se ye kokoma nkrofo just like that say oh mo de monje ye ko ba bia mo na mo bebo ye hu banji. No. Mwa Ghana. Eti ye besre pa. Na ye make sure say sa incident here asi. If the President of the Republic of Ghana ever taking action now to signify say near course no the ninja one as so take he is the Commander-in-Chief of Ghana Armed Forces from now to 6 January. Say one ka ho hwe dia na je say the AC no
support. I see.
So etuja hodom na the next Commander-in-Chief ever taking action. What you hodom saying now better.
All right. Yeah, but in the next 30 seconds, we'll be able to be
movement for change for more USA. Global,
oh, okay. Mayweather, in the next 30 seconds, we time us. Yes.
Can't be some mechanics here. Ghana minister had a military for down the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're down hospital. Now, assembly and Bessem mechanic. Yenya power. Yenya power. Bia kan say ye benya abotre ne ebu man no se ne be ya ebufu a Ghana for the two abati a MPP no ye me the same victim nti mesre na masre obi obenya akonya se obe serve wo NDC aban mu bia no kai be bia ofri ba kai be bia we den ofri ba na medina akonya iso na mada obo ase isi nyina ase Akuffo constituency medal executives nyina ase yabo dwumaden from na adanse asokwa adanse dubiase ye nyina yabo dwumaden yakopon de ye victory na maye because it's easy say adanse wait many for 6 ye dwuma yakopon hire obibia the chairman constituency secretary
Kyei Adorye okay so order Ivan, thank you for coming media Mayweather Edase and Miami Brapa Hopeson Adorye and I will for your time.